Hi, I'm Will McCoy, and this video will be over Chapter 22 in our ethics book. This chapter follows a person working at a small TV station. The issue in this story is when a story about the quality of school lunches from a private school in the area is set to be aired. The writer of the story is informed that the story would not run because of pressures from a local advertiser. This advertiser had ties with the private school and threatened to pull their advertisements from the station when they discovered the contents of the story. The writer was very confused as to why this was happening, but ultimately did nothing to push back against this decision from upper management and the director. The writer of the story stayed with the station despite the situation, and is now much more careful about the stories that she picks in order not to anger the advertisers. The questions from this chapter, number 1. I'd like to say that she could have fought to keep the story on the air by making the argument that letting advertisers influence content is not ethical. However, I know that realistically there may not have been much that she could have done to keep the story alive. A TV station is a business and their primary concern is making money. The director and the upper management would likely not have budged on this issue unless the advertiser decided to allow the footage and the story to be run. Number 2, that approach likely would have been inappropriate. Approaching the situation this way would probably be seen as an overstepping of boundaries by this younger professional. It is unknown if she is qualified to handle business negotiations, and if she went to the advertiser without first consulting the director, she would have been operating in direct opposition to the people who run the station. Acting this way could even cost somebody their job. Number 3, she should not accept the assignment given that she could have a conflict of interest. A story like that could present an ethical problem for the whole station given that the dealership is a client and the station could be seen as giving biased information. And more importantly, the young professional herself had previous interactions with these people, and so her involvement in the story would present a conflict of interest as well. Number 4, she could have made a bigger deal of the whole situation to the director or asked for the support of her peers in this ethical dilemma, but it seems like she just kind of accepted it without really trying to push back or question it much. I'm more ethical after having read this chapter because it really made me think about the different situations in which money can and does influence the content that we see. Oftentimes controversial stories are killed before they make it to the average person, and so there is much information that we do not get. Money from advertisers or organizations can impact the positive reports that we receive about them as well. Ideally, these things would not happen, but money is a powerful influencer on many people. I think that it's important for everyone to understand this with the sheer amount of information being taken in every day. And after reading this chapter, I feel much more aware of these issues and their presence in our everyday lives. Thanks.